Right now, it feels like everyone is scrambling to learn the latest AI tools, right? But what if I told you they're all missing the point? What if the single most important skill for surviving and actually thriving in the future isn't a skill at all? Today, we're going to dig into a pretty radical idea, the one mindset shift that could make you irreplaceable in this new age of AI. Okay, so let's just start with a pretty stark warning from an AI entrepreneur. This isn't just about AI getting a little bit faster. We're talking about it mastering pretty much every skill we currently rely on for our jobs. The sense of urgency is absolutely real, but the solution, well, it might not be what you think it is.
Because here's the twist. The people who are going to truly win in this new era, they're not necessarily the ones who are the best at writing prompts. Nope. They're the ones who think about AI in a fundamentally different way. Success isn't about being a better AI user, it's about a complete transformation of your mindset.
So before we get to the single most important trait you need, we have to build the foundation first. Our source lays out 4 really crucial mindset shifts you have to master. Think of these as the pillars that are going to support your entire career from this point forward. First up, the trainer. A lot of people are worried that AI is going to make us dumb, right? That if a machine does all the thinking, our own brains are just going to get weaker. Well, this mindset completely flips that fear on its head. The key here is to use AI as a personal trainer, not a crutch that does the work for you. The source gives this brilliant example. He was helping his kids with homeschooling. Instead of just letting AI do their homework, he created a custom prompt that teaches them physics and math, but through the lens of their hero, soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo. And the result? They're learning way faster and getting perfect scores. AI didn't make them dumber, it became their personalized super tutor.
And this just nails the point perfectly. A calculator doesn't make you worse at math, right? It just frees you up to solve much, much bigger and more complex problems. And AI does the exact same thing for your thinking. It strengthens your mind by letting you operate at a much higher level.
Okay, so now you're using AI to strengthen your thinking, and you're going to start generating a ton of ideas. But you'll notice pretty quickly that some of those ideas are brilliant, and others are, well, just noise. So what separates them? The answer is in our second mindset, taste.
Think of a legendary music producer like Rick Rubin. He can't always explain the complex music theory behind why a song is a hit, but he just knows. He has an innate sense of what's going to work. That's taste. And in an age where anyone can generate infinite stuff with AI, your taste becomes your ultimate filter for quality.
So, how do you develop this thing called taste? Well, it starts with immersion. You have to surround yourself with excellence, because proximity is power. Next, become a student of the absolute masters in your field. Don't just admire what they do. Break it down, deconstruct it. And finally, you got to change how you use social media. Turn it from a distraction into your own personal, curated masterclass.
Okay, so taste helps you see what's great today. But to really, truly thrive, you've got to be able to see what's going to matter tomorrow. And this is where our third mindset comes in, vision. Vision is all about seeing around corners. And AI is the ultimate co-pilot for this. The source tells this amazing story about getting an idea about robotics while he was out on a mountain bike ride. He just pulled out his phone, dictated a detailed prompt to an AI, and in 27 minutes, he had a full research report that gave him the confidence to invest in a totally new space. The AI gave him the data, sure, but he provided the vision.
Now, building this vision muscle takes practice. You've got to be deliberate. Start by actually scheduling thinking time to just explore new futures with AI as your partner. Then, look for inspiration in totally unexpected places. Henry Ford got his idea for the assembly line from a meatpacking plant. And finally, use AI as your sparring partner. Let it pressure test your ideas and force you to think way bigger. And that brings us to our final foundational mindset. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all, because it's something AI can never, ever replicate. And that is care. Think about it. AI can mimic intelligence. It can mimic creativity, but it cannot mimic genuine care. It can't feel what it's like to be in your customer's shoes or truly want your team to succeed. In a world where anyone can generate infinite content, infinite ideas, the person who actually, genuinely cares about solving problems for other people, that person has the ultimate advantage. And look, this isn't just some fluffy, feel-good idea. This is a powerful business strategy, and the numbers prove it. The most valuable companies, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, they've created insane amounts of wealth, not just for themselves, but for thousands and thousands of other people. Their success is a direct result of helping other people win.
All right, so with trainer, taste, vision, and care as our solid foundation, we are now ready for the big reveal. These mindsets, they aren't just a list of good habits. They are the operating system for the one role that makes you truly defensible against AI.
So a few months ago, the Source gave his entire company a challenge that honestly confused and even kind of scared them. Every single person had to figure out how they could get AI to do 92% of their work. 92%. Why such a crazy number? Because it forced them to stop thinking about doing the work at all.
And that is the crucial shift right there. You have to become the director, not the doer. A doer, they use AI as a faster pair of hands to just get tasks done. They're going to be replaced. But a director, they set the vision, and they direct AI like it's a member of their team to achieve an outcome. They will be empowered. It's like buying a self-driving car, but insisting on keeping your hands on the wheel the whole time. You have to let it do the work.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do you put this into practice? Let's break down the toolkit for becoming a director.
The core of the director's toolkit is something called the 10-80-10 rule. You start with the first 10%. That's all you, your human creativity, your strategy. Then you hand off the middle 80%, the heavy lifting, the production, to AI. But that last crucial 10% comes back to you, where you apply your taste, your judgment, to deliver something truly exceptional.
Now, to really unlock that middle 80%, you have to fundamentally change how you talk to AI. Most people use push prompting. They tell the AI how to do something, which limits the output to their own knowledge. Directors use pull prompting. They tell the AI what outcome they need, and they let the AI guide them. It's a huge shift from being the expert to being the visionary.
So the director's playbook is actually pretty simple, but it is so transformative. You embrace the 10-80-10 rule. You master the art of pull prompting, and you have the courage to let go of the doing. That is how you reclaim your time and really step into your role as a true visionary.
And it really all comes down to this. People are getting obsessed with which tool to use, which new model is out, and they're totally missing the point. Your real edge, your biggest advantage, is your humanity. It's about thinking clearly, leading with vision, and caring deeply. It's about focusing on your human being, not your human doing. Look, AI is here to amplify you, not to replace you. It's here to do that 80% of the work that frees you up to be more creative, more strategic, more human. So the real question you should be asking yourself is this: what are you going to do with all that time you get back? How are you going to use AI to become more you?